Mark, welcome in. David, XRP Rippers, good afternoon. Let's see. Devin made my first purchase. I want to read the rest of that, but welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the Midday Market Report. Got a lot of news to discuss as we are awaiting the Bitcoin ETF decision. I can tell you the volume that's coming to the crypto market through the trading for crypto trading volumes at an 18-month high. We'll go over an article that highlights that pretty well. I could say it or I could show it. So we're definitely going to take a look at that. Devin said I made my first purchase towards my silver stack. I'm so excited. What would be a good holding, would one say? Nobody can say. Nobody can say the exact amount that's a good holding. It's in relation to your own portfolio. Let's say you got $100,000 in your bank. Well, if anybody knows me, more than half of that would be in gold and silver. That can be straight up with you. XRP Rippers, thank you for renewing for 19 months in Tom's Army. How cool is that to see right here, right off the bat? That is awesome. That is awesome. Only 5 months away from that 2-year badge now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mark Caston, welcome in. Search for Crypto, good afternoon. Axis, welcome in. Long time in the house. Messi, good afternoon. Joshua says, T-Speak, I hope this message finds you well. Remember when you used to teach them about TA? Your knowledge is invaluable. Thank you for all you do, sir. Yes, indeed, Joshua. So you were here from the very beginning when we used to do little Twitch classes together when we had a small audience. Good times, good times. UK Phil, welcome in. With that month 1 badge in Tom's Army, it's got that emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. That is my face superimposed on there. I kid you not. CJ2 Pilot with, I believe that's the 4th or 5th month, maybe 6th month badge. The XRP Meteor, Flaming Meteor. I love that. Let me timestamp this very quickly, and then we got to get into this. Welcome in, Crypto Bob and Marvin. Go Blue indeed. Go Blue indeed. Still rejoicing over the first title since 1997. Very happy about that. But good mid-afternoon, 2:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, January 10th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of, wait a minute, January 10th, 2024. I think I said 23. Look at that, 10 days in and I said 23 again. January 10th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Oh yes, that very state where we claimed our first national championship since 1997. Feels pretty good. We're no longer the laughing stock of college football. But besides that, we've got a lot, honestly, to talk about. A lot to talk about. Joshua, thank you so much for the $1.99 donation. I greatly appreciate you getting the donations off the bat. First donation of the live. I always love seeing that. I love seeing people pay it forward. I give my precious time. You give your precious resources. And it's all precious. Hopefully some of us are buying precious metals. They're the most precious resource of all. Anyhow, Dow Jones is up 170 points or 0.45% to 37,700. I don't think really we should be very surprised about this. And we're going to get into the Bitcoin ETF and what's going on in crypto. And we're going to talk about that. But I want to get through the market very quickly. David, thank you for the $4.99 donation. His first super chat on live stream. I really appreciate that. He says the GOAT. Much appreciation. So the Dow Jones is up in the, pretty interesting area here. Yes, the ETF is in a few hours, and if that fake news we got yesterday is any indication, it seems like we're only hours away from that approval. With the money coming into the market, it points to that direction. The Dow Jones, again, it's bouncing off of 37,274, and now it's making its way up. I'm not sure if it can pull this right now without a further liquidity pump or liquidity grab. But technically, the fact that we're holding this buy level, that's how it should look. That's how we had the technical target. First target, though, was 37,200 on the breakout. Then if you held that consolidation, you could try to push to the top. And I would have thought a bigger consolidation, but like we've said, they're pushing massive amounts of money right now. And when that happens, the Dow Jones is just going into oblivion. 4 hourly dumped off last week a little bit, or beginning of this week, and now it looks like it's starting to pace itself for another push up. So just pay attention here. I would not be surprised if in the next couple of weeks we see the Dow right around 40,000. Remember, we're going into an election cycle here. 24 is the election, unfortunately, in the USA, so we got to put up with all the political bullshit. But I don't do political. I don't do politics. I don't believe in Democrats or Republicans. I know the central banks own it all. They control it all. They push it all. They control the narrative. So I'm not going to fight with my fellow citizens about something that's useless. What I think is we need to stay ahead of the markets. And while everybody else is asking themselves 7 ways to Sunday, what the hell is going on and how can I get out of this? We focus on the finances. We focus on real money, not currency. We focus how to get ahead of the next current financial. The flip. Every so many decades, we have a flip of who's in charge, what cycle happens, what we perceive as the power of money, who's controlling the power of money. So we need to understand how to stay ahead of the cycle. And right now, unfortunately, we're going cashless. So, we've got to start to figure out how to push forward. And we may have a Venezuela-style thing happening here in the USA on the down low. That's going to be evolving each and every year going forward. But with the US dollar, again, we've talked about this scenario. The dollar was so beaten down when it got down here in the oversold category. There was no way we could continue that. So we had to come up for rejection. First area is right here. This is your first bona fide spot where you could get rejected at 102.70. But if it comes out with this inversion, like I drew this exact inverted. Does anybody remember a few weeks ago when I drew, not even a few weeks ago, when I drew this out, when it was down here, not even, where was it at? Here, and I said if we come down and around, that's how you could create another push up, and then you might have to come up to 104 area. Does anybody remember this? We talked about this. Conversely, if it did this and came down and then got rejected, then you would just step down. It's got a lot of room to still move up here in the 4 hourly. It's coming for support daily, same thing. This has a nice little setup here to move up to around 104. So if that happens, we have to watch our cryptos. We have to watch precious metals. Fortuna Silver Mines is telling us something today. Sometimes I like to take a look at the commodities to tell me what's going to happen in the precious metals. This is either it came up for an overzealous rejection here in the 4 hourly, and that's just what it was going to do. Or there's something more to this, because in the daily, we were getting a little bit down towards the lower neutral areas. 4 hourly, we put in this W now. And for silver, for precious metals, it's the same thing as with crypto. If we want this to have the longer success, you continue to consolidate here. You put in this nice bull flag, dump out that liquidity down here, hold $3.20, and then bounce out. That will get you to 437, and then you would probably have enough steam to be able to bounce around 405 and then break back out. If we bounce out first, which it's on a nice bull flag here. I mean, I'm not going to lie here. We've already talked. It's on a bull flag. Until it breaks down, this could actually break up in a very quick fashion. The gold-silver ratio is down about 7 cents. It came back up to almost 90 to 1. It was practically there. 89.61 to 1. So 89 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. It's an unbelievably time to be stacking silver. It's unbelievable. And I like to buy gold and silver, but when it's at these ratios, you got to focus on silver. It's just that simple. Especially if you haven't bought anything. If you haven't bought any gold, now it's over 2,000. I've been pushing this message since 1,500 to my audience. So, see what happens. But yeah, so we're going to see if this just finishes playing out the rejection. We're getting towards overbought and daily. So eventually this is going to taper out. We're just trying to see if it gets up to 91.9 or makes an overzealous push to 98.9. I don't know if that can even happen at this point. Silver's at $22.91 flat. It's up 4 cents or 0.16, or down 4 cents or 0.16%, doing what we wanted it to do last week. We broke down from the rejection. Now we're trying to hit some support here at $22.14. That's what I'm looking for. It doesn't have to happen, but that's what I wanted it to do last week, and it's almost there, so I might as well finish the job. B2 gold at $3.07, so flat. So flat. Looks like a bear flag's formed. It's trying to make these sneaky reversal candles. We don't know. But if it gets rejected at $3.08, good sign that it could come down even farther. I'm still optimistic that it could come to 240, even though I'm in right now, just to see how it reacts at this level. But we'll see what happens. It's trying to put in some sneaky formations, and we've got a lot of room to run up here. We could run up on the relative strength a lot to the top side if we wanted. It did do a fantastic job to dump this out here over the last couple weeks. And now, yeah, it's not in oversold, but it's definitely in a beautifully low neutral area to where if we wanted to make a run here, the weekly's got room, the monthly's got tons of room to run up if it is really time. It's just a matter of, is this going to play out more to the downside here real quickly? But, I mean, honestly, it doesn't have a lot of, I mean, it's got a lot of room if it wants to run up. It's got less room to run down than it has to run up, so. And then with gold, this is where we're making our decision today in the 4-hourly. We're going to continue to be rejected or finish this death cross at 2029, which right now we're slightly below. And if we do get rejected, if we go down here much more, we're going to be in a beautifully oversold area all the way through the daily. It's got a little bit more to go, especially if a weekly, because you see the weekly reversal here. This is a weekly reversal candle. So technically, you could see a weekly reversal, even if it's trying to come down to 1991, just to see how strong we are in the 20-day. We technically have a weekly reversal in that long leg doji last week. That's why I thought this week would be a little bit volatile. But that doesn't mean the commodities are going to go down. It's just like with crypto. Just because with Bitcoin goes down doesn't mean alts have to. It's the same thing with commodity stocks. So you have to watch them for each of their own pattern. Like today, Fortuna Silver Mine's up 4.2%. That defies the odds of what's going on in, across the commodities market. But it was due. There was pressure built. 86 cents down or 1.21% on WTI crude oil priced in US dollars. So we will we'll continue to watch this, but I don't believe this is done yet. I really don't. This seems like to me that we're stuck within this little broadening wedge within a much bigger broadening wedge. So it just seems like we're consolidating here. But we'll continue watching crude. I'm not convinced, though, that it's not coming down farther. I'm not. It should have broke out higher on that push up if it had higher ambitions. It feels like to me they want to dump this one more time and get a better pricing. So that concludes the midday market report for that part of the segment. But today I'm doing an expanded one because I want to cover what's going on with the Bitcoin ETF. And we're going to look at some of the crypto. 55 people watching, 42 likes. I greatly appreciate that. Make sure you do hit that like button. The more likes, the more viewers, the more active discussion we can have. So, and I appreciate everybody who sent this YouTube super chat. I appreciate the ones who renewed in Tom's Army. And if you're not in Tom's Army or have never sent a YouTube super chat, consider paying it forward sometime in the future. Not today even. One time in the future when I help you out, when I give you a reason to pay it forward. With XRP, we talked about how unfortunately it looked like we're going to break out of this. And I say unfortunately because I don't want to go up for rejection. I'd rather come to support. But it looks like we're coming up to 62 cents. And anybody taking a long, your opportunity to go long if you're doing a futures trade is when we break 58 cents and hold it. Then you would have the clear opportunity to run it up from 58 cents to right around 58 cents. That's a 7% move here. So if you're looking for an opportune moment, wait until it breaks 58 cents. Although you could get ahead of it right now. We have a 4-hourly reversal here. You can see it in the prior 4-hour candle. This one seems to be a consolidatory candle, but it looks like it's putting in some upward pressure to end. We've only got about 20 seconds left in the 4-hourly, so it's a beautiful time that we're on this live, so we can at least see how that goes. But if we clear 57.91, which we're close, it looks like it's trying. If this is the case, it's going to confirm the continuation, or at least that's the first signal of continuation. And then we'll see what happens, but Bitcoin's up another 390 points. Again, Bitcoin dumped a lot out. It's on a bull flag. And until this breaks down, we can see it's on like a, well, it's on a bull flag, but this is like the wedge we formed. Or the broadening wedge. So that's the second chart I added. So this is what it looked like, a bull flag. And it looks like we're retesting. But we just have to pay attention because after what it did yesterday, and Bitcoin dominance, you can see is after a breakout holding that support. But what we created yesterday was this. With that volatile swing up and down, it almost looks like it's more on a wedge instead of a bull flag now. And I've asked everybody, please tell me if this is crazy, but this is what I think it evolved into, this instead of this. I don't think we're in that bull flag now. I really don't. I don't think this bull flag is actually, I think it's a better interpretation of what's going on here is we evolved the pattern And I don't make the rules, but the pattern has actually evolved. So what do we think, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching? Is it evolved into that from this? I'm just curious. So we went from this bull flag, and we've evolved it into what looks like a wedge. So that was the bull flag. But it appears we've switched it into a wedge. So 4,464 Bitcoin from Legisend Binance from a whale. Uh-oh. Because Bitcoin, if it gets rejected, the point is, if this is a wedge and it gets rejected at 48,000, let's say, your technical target, if we break down, is like 40,600. So just consider that. That's a 7,000 point drop. Is that what we're waiting for? A Bitcoin ETF approval for a 7,000 point drop? So just curious. And then we're going to look at the Bitcoin ETF news. But does this seem right? I think this is me. Yes, I do too. But I think maybe it gave us an insight of with the ETF approval, what could be coming. A quick bounce to 48,000, some change, and maybe it does dump 7,000 or 7,500. Well, yeah, if it breaks, absolutely prosperity. But we would have to break this first. So 40,600, and now let's go back to the other one, because then we can get to your levels. That would be right around, there's the 40,000 level. And then to get down a little bit farther, we can build this pattern out. Let's see. I like to see the old charting, the old sections. It was so, I don't know, I got to go farther back. What did I do there? Oh, I see what I was doing. That's like a resistance coming through that area. Then resistance up here. Okay, that's fine. It works on multiple layers. But yeah, there's your 35,633. That's your uptrend. When it got on this. So that's your bullish line right there. If you get above this, you technically can break out and we can see it could be expanding to a head. But if it breaks these areas, absolutely, you could come down there. I put this down, this little note yesterday. Bitcoin target drop to ease relative strength index would be 40,600. And we come to that because you see how we're in this old-fashioned bull flag that we were seeing? You can see the reversal candle taking place right now in the daily. This is absolutely could be a reversal candle right now. We got to be very careful. And the Bitcoin, the other chart, why I say 40,800, if this is a newly formed wedge, it actually points right to that area down here around 40,000. It might be a little lower. 40,550 is actually what it is. Let me see if I can edit this. It's actually... it's 40,500. I think I'm close. Close enough, whatever. But that's how we get to that level. That's how we got there. We expanded it into a wedge from the information we got yesterday. And it looks like that's what Bitcoin wants to do. So anyhow, one more look at XRP. Because that 4-hour candle closed. And then I've got to look at this Bitcoin ETF stuff with you guys. And then I got to go. My son's got his therapy starting here in very shortly. So what I'm looking at, and pay attention to XRP, it looks like it wants to break up to that 62 cents. If we get over 57.90 approximately. Any thoughts on the Ripple buyback announced a couple hours? I didn't hear anything about the Ripple buyback. I usually just think, oh, that's a rumor. I mean, I don't even know what the point of a buyback would be. There's so many outstanding tokens sitting around. So be careful where you're seeing that source. Unless it was strictly from Ripple. I'll take a deeper look later. But if we do break over this, we're looking at a move up to around that 62 cent mark. Are you getting ready to go, Julie? I'm going to walk out. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to help Julie get outside. And then I'm going to go over this Bitcoin ETF, and then we'll, I'm going to end this. I just want to help Julie load everything up. I gotcha. Is he ready? He's happy. You ready to see your buddy? Oh, yes. Look at his hair. Mama, look at his hair. Look how handsome you are. What a handsome little man. You look. All right, sorry about that, everybody. So, for anybody who's left, wow, 81 people still. This is what I was talking about to start. As we await the Bitcoin ETF approval, we've got, my guess, pop on news 48 to 52. Then back. Yep, I absolutely would agree with that, Prosperity. And I even agree even more, too, because where you said I like your ending point, the technical target on this breakout to start was 53,161. If we could expand out of here, the only thing I don't like is that wedge we created. And it would give us a better target too, because now, let's just say this is what we're facing. We've already went from both sides of the wedge, and this might actually be able to clean up this chart for us a little bit too, to be honest. Because you could absolutely say, here's the breakout point. But I don't know. Do we think it can get that high? That would be the maximum potential. If we go more realistically, we can take the smaller part of the wedge where it started, and then we can try to get a short-term target, like maybe a blow off the top. So that's really what you'd be looking at. Something like, I kind of like that 53,000. See, that's the same as the initial target. There's something about that area that Bitcoin's liking. Bitcoin's liking that area for a breakout attempt. If we go up there, it's exactly what I was seeing months ago at 53,161 before we even broke back up. When most of crypto coverage was telling us that Bitcoin was in a bull flag and not a broadening wedge. So there's a reason why we're seeing those targets up there. Maybe that's where it goes on a Bitcoin ETF approval. We have a volatile breakout, and then we end up expanding out with XRP. And then I got to read that and go, because I got to go with Julie. We just loaded our son up. But I want to go with her to therapy, so I've only got about 5 minutes to finish this. XRP, if we break out of this, we're coming to 62 cents. There is nothing in between. Absolutely, positively, squad, douche, diddly, nothing. If we break down, you would lose 56.63. Then your next push down would be around 53.30. So we're looking for that push up right now, because every time frame is suggesting that XRP, besides this receding volume, it's indicating we're waiting for one volatile push up. Now, you absolutely could come up here for a quick rejection in the 2 hourly to 592 and just reverse very quickly if you're trying to break out. But you still have room here. It's not overdone yet. It's going to be very overdone when we get to the 62 cents, if that's what we're trying to do. But as of right now, it looks like we're not quite there yet, but eventually here, we're going to try to make that breakout attempt. It looks like maybe it does come back down here to 56.45. So if somebody's asking me, where's your biggest opportunity to buy? At that 56.45 level, if you're trying to futures trade, you buy the lowest to the pattern formation it's in and the immediate pattern. The resistance is the most difficult spot, because if it gets rejected, you're just buying it to come back down 7%. What the hell is this? Taking away my fireplace. But there is a looming death cross in the golden cross in the 30-minute. It makes sense for it to come back down here first to about 56.40. So don't get caught if you're trying to get frisky here. You got to buy it in the opportune moments. You want to buy it when it's towards the support. You want to sell it when it's at resistance, unless it breaks right through it. Bitcoin still, with what we know, it very well could play all the way back down here before the news. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, because today we're anticipating something, and Bitcoin's acting as if it wants one more clear out before a big breakout. So we'll see. We'll see. So look at that with XRP. What did we just say, ladies and gentlemen? Why you don't buy it at the top of resistance? Didn't we just say this? Is anybody still here? Honestly. Is anybody still watching what we just talked about? Because I know a lot of people left when I went outside. Remember what I just said? You don't buy the resistance, because then you have to ride it right back down, even if it's bullish. We literally just talked about this. You can't make this up. So if you were looking for an opportunity, you never look for it at the resistance. You look at it for support. So now there's an opportunity. Is it going to hold? But this is why when everybody asks me, where would you buy in on a futures? It's like, honestly, If you're buying that little formation now is the support. But is that a reversal candle now? We just talked about how the 2-hourly volume looked like trash. Michael says, thank you for your information. Your energy is contagious. Question, what would it take for XRP to just do a $10 breakout? Well, a $5.6 trillion market cap, I believe it is. Well, not right now, $2.8 trillion. No, about $3.2 trillion right now. At maximum, if we had 100 billion circulating supply, we would need a $10 trillion market cap. But right now, take about $3 trillion. $3 trillion market cap right now, and we have a market cap at 30.8 billion. So what would it take? 2.99. What is that? 2.7 trillion is what it would take. We would have to add to the market cap. So, prosperity, I agree, 24 hours a day, we need to be here. I wish I could. Tanya May, welcome in, love. So glad to see you in here. Bobby, glad to see you're still in here. But look at that. I wish I wasn't on here. Maybe I would have even took a swing there, but it's a dangerous swing here. Let's be honest, that volatility. For a move up, though, we said we wanted to cover that liquidity grab. Look at it. Did it perfectly, too. That's so funny. I mean, I like when it does it when XRP hits $3, the market cap was not high, was it? No, the market cap's always going to be the same when it hits $3. If XRP, I mean, $3 in market cap, it wasn't that high, but it's a little bit different ball game when we're talking about back then to now. Let's see where the highest the market cap ever got. I got you in the I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Well, I mean, think about it. In 2021, we're at 88 billion. But no, I mean, we never went into the crazy, crazy high. 2018, we're at 129 billion. But it's all about dispersion. I mean, we have a lot more tokens available to us now than we had in 2017 in the circulating supply. 1 trillion is $18 XRP. See, I wanted somebody to break that down. So, if we're doing it honestly, so what... sorry, I'm just overblowing it. But what is the actual number then for $10? Is that 770 billion? I don't know. Because if we speculated 129 billion was $2, we times that by 5, you're looking at a 600 to 700 billion dollar market cap. So that's what it would take, 6 to 700 billion, if we're being honest, and we base it off of past history. How about that? How about that? If we're being honest and it's on past history, we need about 6 to 700 billion dollar market cap to sniff $10. Right now we're at, well, we know where we're at right now. Right now we're at 30.9 billion. So we need to add essentially, we need to 20x the market cap. But that's just that's in relation. Yeah, 540 billion is fair, Free Toast. I think that's fair. So that's peanuts, right? Good evening, Mo. Welcome in. So last but not least, I extended myself. I've got to get going here because my son's walking. Julie's driving away in 4 minutes. Bitcoin ETF fever sends crypto trading volume to 18-month high of 1.3 trillion. And I hope everybody's here at 6:30 p.m. tonight because there's going to be a lot of news, I'm sure, breaking in the next couple hours. So anticipation for Bitcoin spot ETFs pushed December trading volumes to record highs. Spot trading volume rose 34% to 1.3 trillion across all centralized exchanges. The CME group also processed high options volume, indicating traders may be helping their bets. Market participants are eager to capitalize on the anticipated approval of Bitcoin spot exchange traded funds in the U.S. Spot trading volume across all centralized exchanges rose 34% to over 1.3 trillion and its highest since June 2022, according to a report from crypto data provider CC Data. Binance was responsible for a significant portion of that volume, which always makes me nervous. The exchange managed to regain some of its spot market share for the first time since March, with spot trading volumes rising 38% to 425 billion. That bumped its market share by 0.7% to about 33%. What? What kind of shenanigans are happening at Binance? Oh, man. See, this is a manipulated run-up. With spot trading volume rising 38% to 425 billion, that bumped its market share by 0.7% to 33%. 33% of all trading volume right now is pushing through Binance and crypto. Oh, Christ. Meanwhile, the CME Group, which overtook Binance last year to become the largest crypto derivative trading revenue, saw over 70 billion in trading volume in December. Well, yes, Tanya Love, I will see you there, and we'll go in depth in H-bar too. Well, you got it. You've heard it here now. Bitcoin options soared by 86% to 2.2 billion. Interpret the move as investors hedging the positions ahead of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission potentially greenlighting Bitcoin spot ETF applications this month. In contrast, CME Bitcoin futures volume rose by 1%, and Ethereum futures rose by 3% to 52 billion and 14 billion respectively. Open interest also reached new highs, rising 18% to almost 5 billion. CME extended its market share of Bitcoin futures open interest by another 2.5%, now processing a little under 32% of the total market volume. That is insane. So between Binance and CME, they're controlling 65% of crypto derivatives right now. Oh, for fuck. You know, right when you think things are like, oh, there's a reason why we could consolidate down, and then we don't. There's a reason. 65% of this is manipulated. Can 35% of the market be controlled by the unmanipulated fashion? I think not. Even if it loses the Bitcoin futures crown, total derivatives volume on Bitcoin, Binance rose 25% to almost $1.6 trillion, its highest monthly volume since March. You can't make this shit up. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I gotta go. I hope this found you well. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel as we just went over 19,600 subscribers today. I'm so blessed. It's a slow grind to 20,000 because nobody's interested in crypto right now. It's amazing. But this audience comes out, shows up. You know, it's all we can do is show up and show out. But stay positive, everybody, and I'll see you tonight. I got to get going. Love you all.